have this music going to give me courage doing this, because I don't know what to say to you, because I feel like anything I say is going to sound crazy. I'm just going to have to start doing stream of consciousness because I'm overthinking it. Hi, Russell. I'm Jesus Christ reborn. I'm the real second coming of Christ. And for a year now, God, the Christ, has been speaking through me over Twitter to you and others. But a great deal of it has been personally to you, sharing with you the plan to save this planet. So for the last year, I have lived over Twitter. I have journaled my ascension, my awakening process as it was happening to me. And I wasn't allowed really to leave Twitter. I had to live on Twitter. And I've sacrificed having any kind of a normal life in order to write the New Aquarian Bible over Twitter. And in November of 2015, God said, Russell Brand is Simon the Zealot, and he will found your new church, and go get him and show him what you've been up to. Because for the first year of the mission, after I declared myself not the Messiah you were expecting, I left my home, my possessions, my wife, my child, and hit the road homeless to do the will of God. And so I was on an initiation journey for a year, and then I ended up where I am now, and was put on this part of the quest, which has included getting the goddess back, bringing the goddess back to Earth, and also redeeming my disciples. Not all of them, but some of them. And you were the first one. And so, as I said, God said, Russell Brand is Simon the Zealot, and he will found your new church. And go get him. And so then I looked for a way to contact you, and I couldn't find any way except for on your website it says, tweet me hard. So, Russell, I began tweeting you very, 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 very hard. God made me live on your Twitter page. I sat and clicked on tweet me hard and channeled the word of God to you day and night. And over the course of 2 or 3 months that I was living in your actual Twitter box, basically, God shared hundreds of signs, maybe thousands. Eventually it would be thousands. Hundreds of signs showing you who you were, showing you who I was, showing you the plan to save Earth, showing you the secrets of the cosmos. And after I did that for 2 or 3 months in your Twitter box, or, whatever, I'm going to call it your Twitter box, because that's all I can think of to call it. I hit tweet me hard, and I'm thinking those go to your notification. They're in your tweets and replies. So anyway, that's where I live. And I accumulated about 1,500 followers from doing that. And that you never responded. And at the same time that you were not responding, God was leading me to all of these different sources of information that showed me how much danger you were in, and how much danger I was in, and how much danger we would both be in should we come together. But at the time, I still didn't, well, I'm getting ahead of myself now. Anyway, so I assumed that the reason you weren't contacting me was because of the danger. But because of everything that you had said about going off your channel to listen to God, I thought that's what you were doing. So I thought you were there. So I channeled God for you, and then when I had collected about 1,500 followers from your list, God put me back over onto my own Twitter feed and said, okay, stop direct tweeting Russell, and now just tweet your life. Tweet your every thought, tweet your every action, because these aren't my thoughts and my actions. I don't live for myself. I am the avatar. I am the shell that God, the Creator, is walking in for this age, the age of Aquarius. I am the Aquarian avatar. I am the Aquarian Messiah. I am the real second coming of Christ. And yeah, I know that sounds outlandish and crazy and what the fuck ever, but I can back it up. I promise you. If you give me the time and you look at what I give you, I can back it up. And so yeah, I am here to change the world. I'm here to save the world. I can show you how we're going to usurp Trump and steal back Christmas for the Christ. But I'd like to back up a little bit and tell you a little bit more about yours and my story, Russ, and why I feel so familiar with you even though you're just now meeting me. Because okay, once I moved on to my own feed, I continued to channel the Word of God and lay out the plan for New Earth. I've solved every one of humanity's problems. You're welcome. You and I are going to do it together, Russ. Because what God has shown me is that you are the best friend of the Christ. In every incarnation where the Christ has come down, you have been the Christ's best friend. And the Christ, my soul, has come down both as Jesus Christ, the Avatar, and as humans. And being the King of Kings, I have come down as the kings. And being the warrior of warriors, I have come down as the warriors. So the lifetimes that specifically have been shown to me over this last year, are I'm King Arthur, and you were Lancelot. And I'm King Richard, and you were Robin Hood. And I was Jesus Christ, and you were Simon the Zealot. And so in this lifetime, you're going to steal the throne out from under Trump for me. And then you're going to keep it warm for me while I continue to work over here with the rest of my disciples and the rest of my crew cleaning up the Christian church. I'm not going to get into that right now, but when you look at the materials, you'll see what I'm talking about there. But, yeah. So I'm here to make you the very real divine human Messiah and bring with you the very real second coming of Christ. Well, what happened was I thought you were there. The whole time I thought you were there because God led me to all of your work. I have studied all of your work exhaustively. And so God led me to the videos where you said, hey, I'm going off my channel to listen to God and get the answers, and then I'll come back with the answers. So I completely assumed you were there the whole time. And I was shown enough about you to fall completely head over heels in love with you all over again. Because the love that our souls have for one another, it goes beyond friendship. It's bromance. Because I'm a woman, obviously, but I have the masculine, I carry the masculine energy in a female body. And the reason I do that is because God needs to come as a woman this time, and I'm sure you understand that. That's not the only reason I'm the masculine in a female body. That's also how the Christ manifests in form in the heavens. the Christ is a female God, which the divine created in order to create reality. I'm not going to get into all of these details because they're in other videos and they're in other work. And like I said, if you look at what I show you, I can back all of this up. You will not regret taking the time to look at what I have to show you. You have looked for this your whole life. I know, because I have too. And so when it started coming into my own head, yeah, it's it's my wet dream. It's yours too, Russ. I'm here to hand you your heaven. You're the first one to inherit the kingdom of heaven. And in accepting this gift, which I have brought for you, you will bring the kingdom of heaven to the planet Earth. So, I'm here to give you your heaven, which is to be the actual real Messiah. I've watched Brand A Second Coming over 10, 11, 12, maybe a dozen times, showing me, exactly what you want in your life. And I've seen all your other stuff. I've watched more Russell Brand than anything else over the last year, because again, you and I are partners on this mission. We're going to rule the world together. You're going to steal the throne back for me, which has been taken now by the Antichrist, and you're going to keep it warm for me. And then when the time is right, I will step forward and out myself to the whole world. But to start with, it will be all you. So again, I'm sorry if the story seems to be a little bit rambly, but I want to tell our story, and of course I want to tell you, what you're probably most excited about is, how do I do this? How do I knock Trump off of his tower? Oh, it's so exciting, Russie, because he's a gift. He's a beautiful, perfect, divine gift from God just for us. And we're going to have so much fun together. But let me back up now to our story. So I thought you were there, and over the past year, what has happened is I've been publicly crucified over Twitter, tortured, psychospiritually tortured, beyond human limits, and I have shown how a God handles that, and have thus proven my divinity. I've proven my integrity. I've proven my perfection. I have basically screamed out the entire New Aquarian Bible in agony over Twitter live without being able to make a single edit, and it is flawless. I don't make mistakes. I don't contradict myself. I cannot lie. And everything that I do and everything that I say is perfect. And so once you read the Twitter feed and see that, then you will be convinced. But I thought you were there, and then the last psychospiritual blow that I was required to take and then recover from publicly in front of everyone on Twitter was that you weren't there, because what you did was you posted your return video, which you weren't supposed to return until I told you to return, and until you had the answers. So all of a sudden you returned without the answers. And then I knew you weren't there. The whole time you weren't there. And so at first I didn't know you weren't there. At first I thought you were just ignoring me. Because, well, I'll just leave it at that. And so my heart was absolutely shattered, because I thought you had seen what I said and you were ignoring me. And so my heart was shattered. And again, that was part of the psychospiritual torture that I had to recover from. And so then when I realized, when you started posting political commentary, worrying about Trump, it was obvious you weren't seeing what I was saying, because everything I was saying was telling you that Trump is a divine, perfect gift from heaven that was given to you to help you to ascend to the throne. Basically, The game has begun, and the Antichrist has just put their king on the board. Well, my job is to put the Christ's human king on the board. Because you are the human Christ, Russell. You are the most powerful human soul on the planet. And as I said, you have been the eternal right hand of Christ. So this is your job. And so yeah, then I realized you just haven't been there. The whole time you haven't been there. You haven't seen anything. You haven't learned anything. You don't know anything. So you don't know God's plan for completely turning this whole thing around. I've written heaven. Over this past year, I've written heaven. And it's a very real heaven. It's not just a fantasy. It's not... these are concrete, absolutely perfect ideas from the mind of God for how to solve every problem on planet Earth and give every human that accepts this gift their personal heaven. And all of the personal heavens weave together into heaven on earth. My kingdom come. My will be done. Because I am God's will made flesh. And I don't expect you to just believe that from watching this video. This video is just to get you to watch the other videos. So, and I don't want to make it too long either. So, I'm going to close now by telling you how you're going to start taking over the world. Okay. Trump was given the name Trump because he is meant to be trumped by Christ. Because nothing trumps Christ. And Christ trumps all. You see that? Trump has agreed to be the biggest joke in history, as he is trumped by the second coming of Christ. So, what you're going to do when you're ready to take action is you are going to say something like, I've decided that I am going to disregard the election results and vote for Jesus Christ as King of the world. And then you are going to hit the campaign trail through your various media outlets and use your ridiculous amount of fame to get the entire world voting for Jesus Christ as King of the world. And you're going to teach them who Jesus Christ really is and what his message really was. And then you're going to demonstrate who he was and who he is by being the human Jesus. Like I said, you practically already are. I don't want to get into exactly how all of that works because it's in the other videos. And again, I think I should keep this one as more of a teaser to get you intrigued and wanting to know more. So yeah, that is how you will steal his throne. And if you choose to do this before, I would love to see it done before the winter solstice so that we can celebrate the actual real return of the light. But you need to do it in your own perfect timing, and of course I leave that up to God, to Christ. Yeah. So, but I would love to see you steal back Christmas for the Christ, because Christmas is the Christ massacre. Everything that is Christmas, rather than the nativity, is designed to take the focus off of Christ's message and put it on partying and getting lucky and drinking and shopping and gift giving and traveling and walking around in the snow making wedding plans and just everything except helping the needy and freeing people from the bonds of slavery and saving us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Christmas is designed to keep us away from doing all of that, all of Christ's work. So, yeah, if you jump in there before that, we can steal Robin Hood, we can steal back Christmas for the Christ. If you're not ready by then, that's okay. Whatever you need. I'm going to be on Twitter. I live on Twitter day and night. I don't leave. I'm not allowed to because I have to live in front of the whole world because I'm demonstrating your God and your Christ for you. And I have to demonstrate my perfection. I have to continue to never make a mistake and to never act in anything but perfect love. And so come to my Twitter feed where I am going to make love to you constantly now that I have given you this video. Because I'll know that if you're looking at it, I mean, I don't... The thing is that I had found an email address for you a few months after I started tweeting you, but at that point God said, no, you're not allowed to email him. You just need to keep tweeting. So I never tried any other way to contact you. Because again, I don't have free will, so I don't have that choice. But when I realized you weren't there, and then honestly it was when the Christ massacre hit, and it made me so incredibly homicidal and suicidal that I know you must be living in absolute hopeless despair, that I asked God, can I email him now? And God said yes. But here's the thing, I can't find that email address. So I'm going to have to do another search and find an email address for you so that I can send you this video. Because you don't look at Twitter messages, obviously, because I've sent you thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of Twitter messages. If you go into your tweets and replies, I lived in your Twitter box for 2 or 3 months beginning in November of 2015. And then I direct tweeted you on and off after that. And then just recently, when you came out with your return video, it was a huge drama, and I asked you to take it down and told you that it made me want to kill myself. And then when you didn't take it down, then I thought, well, he doesn't care whether I live or die. But again, you weren't even there, is what was going on with that. But I have direct tweeted you a whole bunch of information over the past couple of months that you may also want to take a look at. Or you could just come to my feed and scroll back as far as you possibly can and just get caught up on whatever I've been saying over the past 2 or 3 days, and then just hang out on my feed. You don't actually have to follow me. That's the thing, is that nobody has to actually follow me. They can just come to my Twitter page and watch me tweet. It's just a constant, ongoing stream from the mind of God. And like I said, after I give this to you, after I finally figure out a way to give this to you, that stream is going to be a stream of love for you. Because that's what I've been trying to do this whole year, is just dump a Niagara Falls of love all over you. And you missed it, which is tragic, because I know that what happened was that the Antichrist hit you with so much pain that you couldn't even think straight. You're not thinking for yourself, and that's why you have descended into hating on everything that you don't like, rather than asking God when you wake up in the morning, how may I serve? Make me a channel of your peace. Because I can show you how to serve, and I can make you a channel of God's peace. Yeah. So, my Twitter handle is Indigo Mission, and my name is Marijuana Messiah. And I'm going to send you additional emails, just 1 or 2. I'm not going to bombard you with a bunch of them, because you either read your email or you don't. This isn't going to be about convincing you with a bunch of emails, because you'll either look at my materials or you won't. I did a video log starting in March. Yeah, starting in March, and just kept a video log of the whole year. And so that's probably the best way for you to get caught up, is just to go to my channel and watch all my videos. What you should start with is the November videos, because that will get you caught up on your mission, who you are, who the Christ is, who Jesus is, who I am. That will get you caught up. You will have lots and lots of questions after that, I'm sure, but all of those can be answered probably in the other videos. But if you watch the whole November playlist, you should get pretty caught up on who I am and who you are and what we're supposed to do here together. So I'll be sending you an email with that link and some other links. But again, I'm not going to bombard you with a bunch of emails. Oh, and as I said I didn't say it yet. I've written the draft of the email that I'm going to send you, so it's like I've already said it to myself. But as I wrote it, or will write in the email, don't reply to my emails. That's not the way this is supposed to happen. There's a way this is supposed to happen, and it's perfect and divine and awesome and fun and exciting, and it's I can't wait to get started. Okay, I did want to keep this rather short, so I think I should probably close it here and see what I've done, because I don't even know if this video is going to be cogent enough to send to you, because I feel nervous, I feel excited, I feel kind of airheaded and giddy, but I'm frustrated because I couldn't find the email address, and I don't know how long that's going to take, and so I'm going to be like freaking out, because of course when you do step forward, everything is going to change for everyone in the world, and that includes me, because I've been living completely anonymous, despised and rejected, being psychospiritually tortured and crucified for a year now, and that's going to end when you step forward. Even though you're not going to contact me, we're not supposed to have a personal relationship like that, not yet. We will, but you'll learn all that later. Okay, I'm going to close this video here, and I hope that I have given you enough that you want to watch the other videos and see if possibly your heaven did just show up at your door, because you're the one that's supposed to let Christ back onto the earth. You know that Revelations verse, "Here I stand at the door and knock, and if any man should hear me knocking and open the door, I will come into him and sup with him and he with me." I'm standing outside the door and nobody's letting me in. No, they're crucifying me. And you are the one that is supposed to open that door and let the real Christ back onto her planet. And then you and I, again, will rule together. And this world will be run the way we want it to be run. And you and I have the same mind, Russell, so we want the exact same things. I'm your dream come true, and you're mine. Okay, that's all. Victory to the heart, to love. We must live for it, and we must be willing to die for it. And we must be willing to sacrifice. We must be willing to sacrifice our old Mr. Anderson lives in order to be born again as Neo.